Extra time, but there's still 5 minutes to play here, Mark. And by all means, there could be more chances. Still in the box, and it's another goal! And it's Andre Cole, the hero from Croydon! We thought it was over, but it's not over, and Croydon look like they're going to go all the way to the win.
We can't say that now. Here goes Yuki Sasaki into the area. Penagaris, Chrissy Penagaris. Adelaide Comets have taken the lead.
Falcon there, but it leaves Owen Windsor. And a third for Metro Stars.
Here's Emma Ryan. She's not one of them because she's from Darwin. The shot from DeCola. Oh! Lily DeCola scores in the cup final again and wins it for West Adelaide. Oh, as the ball cuts back here to Odenwalder. And James Odenwalder scores. He makes it 2-0 for West Adelaide on the day.
I bet he was going to be Travella if he puts one in. He goes himself instead. And it's still Soy Sakani. It's unbelievable, David, as well. And that one is definitely going to be credited to him.
Will have to be chased down by Rapawano. He'll put in a cross of his own. Hobbs wasn't able to capture it. It's in! It's not the one that seals up the Atletico promotion.
I got the skills to make the girls sing, and the geezers too. Yeah, we're doing this thing.
Hello, welcome to One Game at a Time, episode 23. It is Wednesday, the 29th of July. I'm Seb O'Neill. As always, the four of us all on the show once again. My question for this week, based off of what I had for lunch, Mark Talbot, are you more of a chicken schnitzel or a beef schnitzel man?
Chicken schnitzel.
Nice and
simple.
Quick and easy.
Yep, simple.
David,
Chicken schnitzel.
for you?
Probably chicken, but the size of the chicken schnitzels here lead me to believe they might be albatross. I'm never quite trusting of where that meat has come from because it's too big to be a single chicken breast. So my go-to is chicken, but if I'm at any doubt, I resort to beef.
Perfect, fine answer. Alessio, for you?
Yeah, I'll go beef. I don't know. It just seems like some of the pubs that I've been to, they every time you order the beef one, you get a bigger portion, and then they fill it with chips. But chicken seems to always get stingy with the pubs I've been to. So
the dog's already making themselves heard with their opinion too on the schnitzel debate. Yes, welcome back for another week of the show. As always, we'll start off with our picks of the week. Mark Talbot, we'll go to you first with some transfer news with some South Australians.
Yes. So the first one is a very good friend of the show is Rachel Quigley, or as most people know, Quigs. She has signed a new deal in the UK, and she's now moved along to Stoke in the women's. I think it's the same league as what Wolves were in.
Yeah,
I believe. So she's jumped across there and is now in a nicer red and white colour. I do prefer the red and white colour at least. So awesome news there for Quiggs. She's continuing her stint over there, which is brilliant news for her. The next one is a young man by the name of Joe Gauchi, who has now signed on loan for the Imps.
Correct. Got the
As of
nickname right.
today, yeah. So he's signed on loan from Aston Villa, which is interesting because he was playing regularly where he was last year. Obviously, goes back to Villa, but I'm a little worried about how he's going to go with game time at the Imps. So we'll see how that one goes. My last pick of the week is the penalty shootout that De Cooley was involved with in the Champions League playoff. I think you've got footage of it. I do love the commentary. So it was 2-2 after extra time, and it went to penalties.
Yep, so that also means as well for Yaya De Cooley that his side will be competing in the league stage of a European club competition,
Yes.
whether that be the Champions League, Europa League,
Yep.
or Conference League. They're guaranteed to be playing European football of some sort this season, which is
Regardless,
great for
yes.
Yaya.
Yeah, and then it'll just be a matter of which competition that is, depending on how they continue going in the qualifiers. And I think they've got a side from Austria next.
Yeah,
So
absolutely
it
big
will be
challenge.
interesting to see how that goes. And that's my pick of the week.
Perfect. I'll go next. I have an interesting one which I saw earlier today. A new rule for goalkeepers that's going to be tested in the A-League next season. I don't know if you've seen this, Mark. It's a Football 360 post. I'll pretty much just bring it up and read it out verbatim. So IFAB has approved the trial of a measure intended to stamp out the tactic of goalkeepers allegedly feigning injury. The trial, which will be reportedly implemented next season in the A-League, will mean that whenever the referee gives permission for a physio to treat a goalkeeper, the team captain will be forced to leave the field for 1 minute. It'll operate with exemptions, including where a free kick is awarded for a foul on the goalkeeper. If they immediately require treatment, the goalkeeper and an outfield player have collided and need attention, or the goalkeeper is bleeding. They're also going to be trialling it over in England as well, with a sort of alternate version where they're just sort of nominating a player and just sort of picking one at random to make way. New for next season, apparently.
I did see that rule. It's 10 seconds to select someone that's got to come off the park. If they can't do that in 10 seconds, then the captain gets put off for a minute.
In England. But I think they're saying that the one they're doing in the A-League is the captain will be the one taken off regardless.
Yeah, see, I don't agree with that.
I didn't mention in there either. What if the goalkeeper's the captain? I was looking at the exceptions and I was like, where did it say unless the captain is also the keeper? Oh, that's not one of them. But
Maybe they didn't consider that. Loophole.
And it will be interesting. Yeah, interesting to see how that does work when it comes in next season. Alessio, I'll go to you. For one of your picks, you have 60 to 90 seconds to roll through it. Okay?
all right, I'll start with John Mavromatis from Port Adelaide Pirates. Just recently announced today that he'll be hanging up his boots at the end of the season. And they've got their last home game here for Pirates this season on the weekend. But yeah, a long-term player for them, has gone up through all the leagues with them as well. I believe he's played in all three and he's won 2 of them, State League 2 and State League 1. But yeah, fantastic player. It looks like a pitch that Mark has some footage at too. But yeah, it's very cool to see such a long-term player. I actually never knew how old he was actually, because he looks so young every time he's played, even playing against him. I didn't know that he was getting on in age or he's got time to hang him up. I thought he was, probably late 20s and still got a lot to go. But obviously he's got other commitments, but fantastic player and a lot of achievements at Port Adelaide Pirates. It would be sad to see him leave, but hopefully, as have many Port Adelaide Pirates previous players, be involved still in the club in other ways as well. So yeah, all props to him. And everyone can, if they could get down to Port Adelaide's game this weekend, make sure you send them off on a good one, and as well for the rest of the season too, because I don't believe they can make finals anymore. So it would finish the last league game. So that's that pick. I guess I'm pretty sure that was the only other one. I guess the other one I would talk to is why I'm wearing this tonight.
Yes, this
Hills
is your
Derby.
60 to 90 second one. Because we're going to talk about it later anyway.
No.
I'll talk about it quickly. As well as there was the MPL at the Summit on the Saturday, but on the Friday night was the Hills Derby, which seems like our home games every time against them seem to be on a Friday night now, which is really good for the club. The juniors are involved. We don't often get night games where junior training is previous. There was under 13s game on the far pitch they came to watch after as well. So it was really good to see them supporting as well. The crowd was decent, I would say. Hawks always bring a good contingent of followers as well. And the game finished off quite well for us as well. If you noticed last week in our predictions, I didn't want to preempt the storyline that they've never beaten us at the Summit before. Since we've had the facility and since they've been in the same league as us. I didn't want to jinx it, so I didn't say it then, but I could say it now because the game's over. Fortunately, I've been on the winning side 3 times now at the Summit each year. Draw last year that I wasn't involved in. But, a good result. And on the Saturday, an even crazier one, which I'm sure we might have time to talk about later, but that's all my picks for today.
Good job. Nice and succinct. And we'll show your goal. I'll mention at least that it's your goal. We'll show it later when we go through all the matches. David, finally to you.
Okay, so my first pick is a couple of candidates for goals of the season in both the WNPL and the NPL. I'll start with Marcella Brooks, who scored for Salisbury Inter from the halfway line in their game against Football SA. I don't know if you're showing footage or not, but they basically started the second half, and Marcella had a shot from just inside her own half, and it sailed in. And the second one I've got to talk about is Jordan Watson scoring for Parahills Knights. He picked the ball up just outside his own penalty box. Bit of a heavy touch to take him racing away into his opponent's half. That was Playford they were playing against, and then he's let fly with a left foot that sailed over Luke Osby into the back of the net. I actually passed the Parrocks about 2 nights later, and there was a little light on, and it was Luke Osby still diving to reach that shot. And that was on the Monday night, I think, from memory. But a fantastic shot. Maybe there'll be footage later, but the thing I wanted to mention as well that not a lot of people know is that Jordan Watson is the son of the coach, Joe Allison. And in the celebration, when Jordan races over to the sideline, he's grabbed and hugged by his father and the rest of the team and plants a solid kiss on his father's forehead, which is quite a nice little moment. So that's my 2 picks, and then that's my first pick. My second pick is Parahills West from the amateurs. They play in Sunday Division 1. Donated their old kit, or one of their old kits, to a club in Kenya. I think you've got a photo there. The caption that they've said is that a few of the older playing kits have found a fantastic new home in Kenya. It's great to see them back out in the field where they belong. These photos of the team proudly wearing their new kits are a wonderful reminder that a simple gesture can have a lasting impact. We love knowing that our club gear is getting a second life and helping support the game beyond our own community. I actually reached out to Parahills West to ask them how it had come about, but I haven't had a response yet. So if anyone's listening and knows any more details, then flick us a wee message. But I think that's just a lovely gesture, and it would have cost a wee bit of money, I suppose, to pack all that up and send them over there. But they look very proud, don't they? Those young athletes over in the continent of Africa with their Parahills West kit on there. Not sure where the orange socks come from. Parahills West don't play with orange socks, but
no.
But yeah, that's my second pick.
No, absolutely, very, very good to see, and well spotted by you, David, to mention that as well. All right, next part of the show. Oh, it's the knock at the door, and I think it's Alessio's. Hopefully the dogs didn't go crazy when they heard that knock, because otherwise we're going to have a real problem.
Yeah, not like the postman. I'll see who it is.
Wow, I
Looks
wonder
like
who the guest could be.
The Croydon FC players, Oscar Slattery and Luca Trimboli.
What an intro. Smooth as always. Thank you, boys, for joining us. It's very much appreciated. I guess, as always, start with the same question I ask all our guests. Take us through your footballing journey / career from when you were a junior up until now. Oscar, we'll start with you.
Yeah. So I started my early days at Adelaide City. I started there, I think it was called Zebra Falls back in the day, like I think it was under fives or under fours, really, really young. And then I made my way through the juniors there, the youth system, and then moved to Cumberland probably around under 12s after having a few little knee niggles, like growing knee injuries and things. And then after that, I moved to Comets and about under 15s. Went into, I think it was called, I don't know what it's called now, but it's called JPL back then. Moved into the JPL there, which was my first time being in like the top side. And then from there, I kind of worked my way through Comets up until getting my senior debut probably about 2 years ago. Then after then, came over here at Croydon with GT. And yeah, it's kind of been a great sort of progression. And then obviously we won last year, which was huge. So a bit of a dream sort of set up these last few years, especially from where I came from.
No, absolutely. Luca, to you.
I think mine's a bit longer than Slatter's, but that's all right. So I started at Campbelltown when Dad was playing there. From there, we just kind of followed Dad where he went. So we ended up at Raiders. After that, we had a very short, well, not short, we had a 3-year stint at Metro. From Metro, I ended up back at Campbelltown for a year before I made my way into Modbury Jets. I was under Matt Gaston in a development team. So, yeah, I think I was 14 or 15 playing 17s and 18s. After that was done, I had a year at Bacala where I won the State League One with Dad. And then I had a very short stint at Playford. And after that, I went back to Jets again under Morris. And then that didn't play out how I thought it would. And then I ended up at Croydon. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a up and down roller coaster for me. It's definitely had my challenges, but yeah, very happy where I've landed now.
Absolutely. I don't know who this Dad is, but he must have been some player as well. Before I move on to the others, just sort of a word on your game on the weekend. Was a 2-2 draw against Campbelltown, a late equaliser from your captain, I guess. Oscar, starting with you, your perspective on the match.
Yeah. Oh, well, we started the match really well, I think. I think we came out quite strong. Usually it's taken us quite a while to get into the game, but I think against Campbelltown we were raring to go. Got the early goal from Adam. That was a brilliant goal on the half volley. But yeah, then we kind of towards the sort of the second half, the early stages of the second half, that's where we kind of dropped off a little bit. Which we got a bit more of a momentum coming into the end of the game where we could then equalise from Luca. And yeah, that was a big game changer towards the end of the game. I don't know what you think, Trimmers, but I think the game was pretty even throughout. I don't really have much else to say.
No, Luca, for you?
Yeah, I agree with Slats. I thought we were pretty happy with how we came out the gates. As you said, we've started quite slow throughout pretty much our whole season in games. So we came out wanting to prove a point, and I thought we started on the right foot. They got back into the game, which was bound to happen. They have some phenomenal players, and they're a good team. But we just had to stay in it, keep fighting. Had our chances, probably could have been a bit more clinical, but that happens in games. And yeah, just thankful we got a point out of it. We probably could have got more, but at the end of the day, it's not a loss and we move on.
No, absolutely. Oh, I will just go to David for a moment. I know we'll go to it last, but David actually was on the game. I guess any questions about the game itself from you, David?
No, I mean, it's actually quite a long time ago now. It's at least 4 or 5 days, so I'm struggling to remember it. But I think you guys are right. I think from memory, I was talking to Tony Saka after it, and I think I felt you guys started strongly, and then when they pulled one back, which happened quite quickly after your goal, I felt they came into it a wee bit. They sort of settled, and they being Campbelltown's remainder of that half, like you mentioned, was probably, they played well. But the game changer, of course, was the sending off early in the second half. And I'm not, going to suggest that you won because they were reduced in numbers, but it certainly disadvantaged them. But they played well with 10 men, I thought, and had scored to go 2-1 up, even though they only had the reduced number. So it was a fairly even contest. I thoroughly enjoyed the game, and but it is 4 or 5 days ago, and I can't really remember much more about it.
Mark, I'll go to you for your questions.
I'll start with actually a question of both of you. Actually, to start with, what drew you to Croydon? A very simple one, but what got you? What was the deciding factor or the word on the street, as they would say, that got you to Croydon? That you go, actually, yeah, that's where I want to go. Either of you can start.
Luca, you can start, Luca. Yeah.
It was actually Michael Doyle. So I played with Doyle at Jets for a brief time. I played under his dad. He was my coach in the under-18s, Michael Doyle Senior. And I just reached out to him and gave him a call. And I said, I was just looking for a new opportunity. And he's always had my back and he's always been in my corner. And I just went out for pre-season, let GT see what I had, and that's kind of how it happened.
Oscar?
Sorry, were you going to say something?
No, go for it.
Mine was honestly quite similar to Trimmer's. I knew obviously GT and Saka from Comets. When I came over, I already knew them really well. I trusted in their system, and they trusted in me. That was probably the bigger part, where they trusted in how I played and it fit into their system. With Croydon, I already knew about Croydon prior to moving, and the facilities at the club and the club dynamics and everyone there I've heard about was awesome. It just made it an easy decision for me.
And Oscar, that leads me straight on to the next question, which is aimed at yourself. Is there a difference between Comets GT and Croydon GT? So as a coach, obviously coaches can change when they go to different clubs. There's different outlooks. There's different pressures on those coaches. Has he changed at all from when you played under him at Comets to now playing under him at Croydon?
Yeah, good question. I'm laughing a bit because he'll definitely be watching. He'll be listening to every word I say, I reckon.
Be careful.
I better be careful. No, I think it's very, very similar. The way that his systems always stays the same. It's just the way he applies that system to a different playing group. So I don't think much changed. I think we had, compared to what I was with at Comets and the players that I was with, and the new team that I joined Croydon a few years ago, the skill was still there, and the quality was still there. So I don't really think there was much changes. Obviously, it is going to change because it's all different people and there's a different dynamic there, but the system still stayed the same, definitely.
And Luca, on to you. You probably, unfortunately, get this a lot with who your dad is, but how has it been and how has it been difficult to find your own way in football here in SA? And do you think that, like from my personal views, that you're really starting to find your own feet, you're really starting to make a name for yourself and put your own mark on this league? Do you feel that you're there, like you're getting that way, and has it been hard for you and your brother actually to step away from that shadow?
I don't think we've ever really considered it much of a challenge. we try and embrace it as much as we can because, as everyone around South Australia knows, our dad was probably the greatest scorer that's played here. So definitely big shoes to fill, but at the end of the day, we just go out there, we play our game. He's taught us as much as he possibly could, and I think my brother and I have both not taken the torch, but have tried to carry on the name as best as possible. And yeah, as you said, like last year, I feel like I really started to break out a bit, especially after the halfway point. And then this year, I'm just trying to back it up again and be a consistent striker and a consistent goal scorer. So yeah, that's the main focus. At the end of the day, I'd love to see if I couldn't catch Dad, but I really don't think that's going to happen. I don't know if anyone will ever catch him.
I was going to say that'd be I tell you what, that'd be one fair effort. I mean, and that leads me into my next one is what's it like to be able to play alongside your brother at this level, which is obviously the top level in this state? Is there added pressure for you and your brother in the fact that you play together, or is it just a bit of banter between the two of you? Because a lot of the times you don't actually get to spend a lot of time on the park together. Every game I think I've covered for you guys this year, it's one replaces the other, or one comes on and then the other one goes off, not at the same time, but just shortly after. I'm like, I really just want to see the Trimbolis like just. So GT, please, can you like put them both together up top and let's just see what happens. But what's that like to be able to celebrate and score alongside your brother and vice versa?
Honestly, it's been probably one of the highlights of my career. It's something we both wanted to do. Last year, we discussed it towards the end of his year at Raiders. But it's something we wanted to do since we were kids. Like, we both just wanted to get obviously higher, but at the end of the day, we wanted to play in the same teams. We wanted to score goals together. We've shared some moments on the pitch together this year. I reckon we've only had one game where we both scored together, unfortunately. But no, it's just great. It's fun. It's enjoyable. There's always competition at training. Like, he scores and I have to. If I score, he has to. And if we miss, someone will have a go at the other. It's the way it is. But it makes us better players, we like to think. So yeah, it's always enjoyable, and it's also good to save petrol because we only take one car.
That's always a bonus. Lastly, from me to the both of you, massive game this weekend. FK Beergrad away. A win for either of you. FK Beergrad could go 4 points clear of you guys, or you could jump and take that fifth spot. So, is there added pressure? Is there anything that's changed this week, or is it just effectively one game at a time and see how it goes?
Can't say it yourself. That's not how it works, Mark. You got to force it into them.
Yeah, I think.
Matt, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, sure. I think you've said it exactly as it is. We're taking it one game at a time. But yeah, I reckon I'm praying. I'll speak to Polly. Polly's the rainmaster, so I'll speak to Polly and see what he says. But I'm hoping the rain stays down because my medals aren't big enough for me anymore. I need to buy a new pair. But otherwise, yeah, we're taking it one game at a time.
Wow.
Don't get Alessio started on studs, but that's a whole nother story, Luca.
No, I just think it's I don't think there's any other pressure. I think it's another game. It's round 20 of the season. It's getting down to the business end now, and I think this is where, as it proved last year, I think this is where the good teams really start to show. So this is where you need to make your run at the finals. This is where you need to time it right. So it's going to be the best team on the weekend. And that's kind of how it is each week from now on out. You need to turn up and you need to perform. So, yeah.
No, absolutely. Thanks for that, Mark. Before I go on to Alessio, we do have some viewer questions which have come in live and also on our Instagram page. So the first one, which we've gotten live, which Trimboli brother has the better shot? And I'm going to ask the both of you this as well. So, Oscar, who do you think?
It's quite political. I don't know if I can answer that question. it's the day. Trust me, it's the day. Sometimes I rock up to training and Ollie's got magnets on the post or the crossbar, so he can't seem to get one in. But then on the other day, then Luca's spraying one over the back fence. But either way, I reckon they're both pretty equal. They're both up there on their good day. Geez, when they get off a good shot, it's the keeper's nowhere near it. But I honestly can't. I can't make a decision. I think it's 50-50. It just depends on the day.
Extremely political answer, Luca. Who do you think?
I'll take the humble cop out. I think as far as placement kind of goes, I think I'm probably a little bit more. What's the word? I think I'm probably a bit better in that area. But when Ollie wants to hit a ball, like he can really, really hit a ball.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Another question.
So what you're saying? Sorry, just quickly. So what you're saying is your brother Ollie's the power and you're the finesse.
Yeah. Let's go with that. Yeah.
Another question which has come in live. Does Oscar Slattery enjoy a good spray from George on the sideline?
Oh God! I'll let Luca answer this one.
I wonder who that's from.
Oscar, he loves a good spray. His game relies on it, I think. If he doesn't get sprayed, he won't turn up.
Oh, jeez.
Another one. Which Trimboli brother has the better beard? Fair enough. A picture tells 1,000 words.
Yeah.
More that came in through our Instagram from Croydon Football Club themselves. Who spends more time in front of the mirror doing their hair at the Trimboli household?
Oh, that's an easy answer. My sister.
From RJ Visconti 8 on Instagram, ask Slats about his fine tally and laptop use in the training room before in the dressing room before training.
Gosh, here we go. So maybe Luca, you're probably the better one to explain the fines. I'll talk about the laptop.
Yeah. So we have, as every other club I'd imagine has, a good old fine system for the end of season activities. So that tends to contribute quite a bit, and we're very thankful for that. But yeah, it's typically not turning up to a Thursday night dinner. I think this is the most common one.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's good old reliable for a nice little chip into the fine.
And then the laptop.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The laptop as well. I just do work in the change room, but we're deciding whether that's a fine or not. So it might be going up there, but Dan McGush is the number one fine master, I reckon. So he's brought his laptop into the change room yesterday. So we'll see. I think I'm not going to get caught up in that one. Hopefully.
And a final one from Thomas Mastrantuoni. Hi, Luca. Any chance you can give 3 reasons why Ollie is the better looking brother? Cheers.
I don't even know if I could give one reason. God. Let's go blue eyes, smile, and he's got an all right beard. Let's go with that.
That works. Alessio, I'll go to you.
Yeah, I'll start with Oscar. I mean, coming into last season, I, as a commentator, I didn't really know too much about you. I knew you made your debut at Comets, but was that what you would say was your breakout season as a first-team player at Croydon? And did you really expect it to go the way it went so quickly? I mean, starting in a grand final and doing also much in one of your first solid senior seasons, playing most of the games. Is that what you expected coming in, or did you expect it to be a slower transition and to make your way into the starting lineup later than you did?
Yeah, good question. Well, I reckon when I first came in, I knew I wanted to start. That was my number one thing, and I didn't care about anything but game time. And I'm like, if I get on the pitch, then I can improve while I'm at it. So I was coming in. I wanted to come in with some confidence at least. I felt like I had a decent end of the season at Comets the previous season, so I kind of wanted to keep that motivation or momentum moving into a fresh start at Croydon. And yeah, I honestly did feel like it was a bit of a breakout season for me. I never really played MPL consistently up until coming along to Croydon. So yeah, I definitely think that was a big game changer for my game, as well as just getting used to the level. It was a big jump up from reserves itself, especially coming in halfway through the season at Comets. But yeah, getting used to the way that we wanted to play at Croydon with new players. It was a bit of a fresh system as well. Obviously, GT's come in as a new coach when I joined. And then there was all these new players like Luca, for instance, who was new. And we kind of didn't really know each other that well yet. So it was an opportunity there for me to show my skills, and there wasn't any bias behind any decisions made. So yeah, I definitely think so.
And continuing on from last season, unfortunately, there's no official tally, at least posted a lot, but the assists you and James Polly had at the left side of the Croydon attack last season, was there ever a conversation between you throughout the season of who's going to get more, or it should be celebrated more, getting the assists more than the goals, or did you even know that both of you had such a high amount during last season?
Yeah. Don't worry, we were chatting it. Me and Polly were chatting at training most weeks anyway, saying who's getting more assists, and saying that we're getting more assists than the right side, no problems. But it was close. I'd say I got more assists than Polly, but Polly would say he got more assists than me. So it's either or. We both had a really solid season there. I think once we got used to each other and we became good mates as well, then it just started flowing, and we didn't really think about it too much.
I'll move on to Luca now. Obviously, having such a good year, your whole club last year, coming into this season, you guys did start off quite slow. Did you feel the pressure on the pitch of teams coming up against you, and you guys were the reigning champions? Everyone wants to get a piece of you guys, or just get one over you guys, or was it more just we know how we play, we'll go into the season and get better as it goes, as you did last year, and it would just all fall into place? Or was it kind of, we were top of the world, now we're bottom for a bit, like, how are we going to fix this? Or was it kind of something you guys explained through and knew that it was going to come good at one point?
I think the whole time we just knew it would come good, get there eventually. GT always says every training session, trust the process, and we all did. We all bought in, we all trust the process. I'm pretty sure the way we started this year was almost an identical start to last season, so we didn't let it bother us. We just kept going about our games one game at a time, and just kept going along trying to get business done as usual. But obviously we started a bit slower, but that's fine. We got ourselves back on track, and now we're sitting in the six and need to cement our spot in there and try and have another crack at finals again.
Of course, sorry to harp on all about last season, but yourself and Andre Kyle shared some of the striker responsibilities throughout the year, and when one was off, the other was on, and when one got the start, the other one had to work back into the team. How did you find that striker core last year compared to this year, where you have a couple of new players in there as well, along with wingers as well that have come across, like Yuya Kato, etc. But how have you found the competition this year? I mean, it's with your brother compared to with a more experienced player, but how would you compare it?
Last year, I think, was a very big learning curve for me. I had the chance to obviously learn a lot off of Andre, and he really, really helped me. He'd talk to me a lot throughout the season, every training session. Could I do this? Could I do that? Or learn how to roll a player or something like that. Whereas this year, I've thought that I could try and help some of the other boys and try and step up a little bit and be one of, not exactly an older head, but try and just be a bit more positive and try and ask players like Andre taught me, can you do this or can you see this differently, and just give ideas more or less. The pressure's still there though. As a striker, if you're not scoring goals, then someone else is going to come in and do your job. And yeah, each week you keep fighting and you keep going. And again, I wouldn't get upset. Like, obviously I want to play every single game, but if my brother goes on the field and he scores 3 and we win 3-0, I'd be just as happy. Like, as long as we win and get the job done and each player does their part, that's kind of what it's about.
Awesome. I'll keep it pretty brief. The last one that I ask everybody that come on, the best players you've played with and played against.
Slap, I need to think about this. You go.
I needed a second as well. Three best players you played with and played against. All right. I'd say there's so many different things to think about when we say best player. But for like experience-wise, the players that I've played with who are the best consistently, obviously Luca Klimek. Every game, I feel like the longer he plays, the better he's getting. Especially this season, he's been playing really well. Bolmapore as well. He's just been class. Really, really strong player. Struggle to play against whenever we're playing mini matches. He always seems to shut me down. So, or just get stuck in. So it's always a bit of a pain to be one-on-one with him. And as a third best player I played with, I think when I was at Comets, I really did idolise Labasso. I thought he was a really good player, great guy as well, really nice to me, especially being a youngster in the squad there. So yeah, I really do rate him as a player, especially when I was at Comets. Otherwise, Luca, do you want to start while I have a think about the best 3 that I've played against?
Yeah, go on. I think it is pretty impossible for us to make a list of that without putting Lukash in there. He's just just a different breed, honestly. Unbelievable player. I've watched NPL pretty much my whole life, so I've seen him play more times than I can imagine, and I didn't even think there'd be a day where I'd actually play with him. And it's been an absolute pleasure and an absolute honour. So yeah, he's definitely got to be up there. I think it is a pretty standard one, I feel, but Hamish McCabe was definitely a player that he was unbelievable. Like, you'd feel like in trainings or in games, you've got him cornered, you've got the ball, and he'd just do something you've never seen, and he just gets out of it. So technically, he's one of the best I've played with. And for a third, I've played with some excellent players, but as far as probably, I'm going to give it to a winger that I played with for a brief bit in Austin, Ayubi. He was excellent, lightning quick feet, just great dribbler, and he can score as well. So yeah, and then I'll step in as well. Slaps, I'll give you some more time to have a think. Right?
Thank you. I don't think I have an answer yet either.
I've definitely played against my fair share of centre backs going around, but if I had to pick a top 3 of the hardest centre backs I've had to play, it'd be probably Tim Henderson. He's excellent centre back, been around for a long time, knows the game. He taught me a few things when I was at Modbury. One of them was how to avoid getting hit as much. And then I played Bowl. Bowl was very, very difficult to play with. Excellent learning curve for a young player, but you're not going to touch the ball much that game if you're a striker. And the third would probably be one of the ones I experienced on the weekend with Jordan Elsey.
Good picks.
So, yeah.
Oscar?
I can't really. I'm having a real proper think here, but I can't really. I'm thinking back in my Comets days when I really I was young coming into a squad. I think some of the stronger players, honestly, that I remember that I played against. I remember Marco Grelli. He was always really class. I played. Never really played against him. We played against him West Adelaide. He's always been a really strong midfielder. Other than that, I can't actually think of too many others that I
That's
played
fine. I'm
against
sure
that
he'll
I'm
be
not
happy
really
to be the
sure.
only one that you named, to be fair.
Yeah, he'll be happy. Hopefully he shoots me a DM and says thanks, mate. But either way, there's a lot of tough players out there. I can't really name one that's like crazy much better than the other.
Except Marco Grelli.
Except Marco Grelli, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Perfect. Thank you for that. Thank you, Alessio. David, finally to you.
Well, I mean, I think that you three have already asked the questions that are probably the most obvious, and I think we've covered all bases. But I just very quickly, I felt that the game you played at the weekend against Campbelltown seemed to be quite intense. There was obviously there was a couple of confrontations as well. It seemed a bit feisty out there in the field. Did I read that correctly? Was it one of those kind of games that was maybe a little bit more intense than your games up until that point?
Yeah, I think there's a bit of I won't say history there, but we've had a few games previously where there's been a couple of tackles that fly in and kind of set the tone for a game, and that's just the way it is. I mean, Campbelltown have one of the most professional trash talkers there is in the league in Jordan O'Doherty on their team, and we've got Bowl, and once that starts, it never stops. So that just went on for the whole game, and yeah, I think that's where it starts, and then the tackles start flying in, and then it's up to the ref to stop it. Otherwise, it might get out of hand.
Yeah. And you, Oscar, it was an intense game. You felt it was an intense match yourself, or?
Yeah. I felt like, well, I reckon there's always been a more intense match. I think it was obviously a tough game. It did get quite feisty towards the end there. But no, I just prepped myself. As GT says in the change rooms, we put knives in our socks. So I put my knives in my socks, and then I was all right.
So you won the league last year. A lot of people, wrote you up. Not won the league, won the title, won the championship last year. A lot of people wrote you off. A couple in this podcast included in that, but not myself. Did you find at the start of this year that teams treated you differently when you went out for sort of round 1, round 2, round 3 early on? Did you find that there was a different approach from other teams? Was the teams treat you differently?
Yeah, I can start, Luca. Yeah, I definitely think so. I think everyone thought we were a young team, new squad. Everyone was still getting used to each other, even after a full pre-season. So yeah, definitely they treated us differently compared to how they started to treat us once the season started getting into flow towards the end of the season there. Yeah, I think the mentality that teams took into the games definitely changed. I think we kind of stood out a little bit or surprised some teams, especially early on, considering that a lot of people, as you guys said, and some of you guys admit to as well, most of the football South Australia was betting against us from the start of the season, which is fair enough because we were a very, very new team. A lot of young players that you've never really heard about being in the squad, right? So, like, including myself. So it totally makes sense.
Okay. Luca, anything to add to that, or?
I think last year, as Oscar covered, was a lot of people did underestimate and thought nothing of it. They saw a young team with a bit of experience. But I think this year it was kind of like the first time teams ran into us was kind of like, okay, they're the champions. Let's beat them here. Let's set the tone. Let's prove a point to everyone else that we can do what they did almost. But But I think by the time it hits halfway through the year, it's almost like, okay, now it's time for, if we beat them, it's a revenge game, or if they beat us, it's our revenge game. I think it's a even playing field. But I think as far as the first time we play each other throughout a year, it's always you want to prove a point and you want to prove that you're better than the champions. So yeah, it always sets a tone and always comes out firing, as I'm sure all of you guys witnessed in the first game with Para Hills.
Yeah. I think it does put a bigger target in your back, doesn't it? Just before we move on to my daft little quiz at the end, you're sitting, what did Mark say earlier on? You're sitting 6th on the table. It's a big game this weekend, FK Beograd, and finals is probably only, 4 weeks away. Is the best yet to come from Croydon? Are we yet to see the best of them in 2026?
I'll take this one, Slash, if you want. Yeah. I think absolutely. Like, I think last year we had a lot of boys that had never experienced a win streak like we had, or even a run like we had heading into the finals. And even going through the final series, it builds up confidence in the team that you're capable of doing something like that. And it also gives you experience of something that you've been there and done that before. So I think as a team, we know what we have to do. We just now need to go out there and execute it. We have we got Beograd, Sturt, then Metro to finish off the season. So that'll be an excellent test for us. But I think we're ready, and hopefully we can have another great crack at the finals.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree.
Oscar?
I agree.
Yep.
I think you bang on there, Luca. Honestly, we bring it all, win every game, no matter what. So it's not going to be an effort thing. I think as you said, Luca, we're all we're all used to each other, and we're all ready to turn it on for finals to see where we can go.
Cool. That's all from me, Your Honour. Unless
Is
it's
it?
time for
David Grant Quiz Production.
Right, Luca Trimboli and Oscar Slattery. I know you're very keen listeners to this show and you're very familiar with what happens now. It's time for a bit of nonsense. We just sort of close the guest spot off with a quick fire quiz that I put together about 3 minutes before we start this show. It's a little bit rushed. I think I've got 8 questions for you both. I'm going to ask them within a minute. Some of them have right or wrong answers. Others are just questions to sort of put you on the spot. There's no right or wrong answer. So you've got 60 seconds to answer 8 questions each. And Luca Trimboli, you're going to go first. Are you both happy and comfortable with... There's no rules or anything, really. Are you both happy and comfortable with this?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. So, Luca, you're going to go first. And the time will start when Seb hits the buzzer
Yes,
thing.
it'll start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Luca Trimboli. Oscar Slattery was booked in the game with Campbelltown on Saturday. How many yellow cards has he now got for 2026?
3.
It's 1. Which player in the squad is the party animal?
Oh, that's easy. Daniel Margush.
Okay. You played Plimpton in the first round of the Federation Cup. You won 10-2. How many goals did Oscar Slattery score in that game?
I think he scored 1.
Oh, he scored none. Who scored Croydon's first goal of this league season against Para Hills Knights in round 1?
Yuya.
Well done, yes, correct. Croydon are currently 6th in the RAA NPL. How many points ahead of 7th place Sturt are you?
4.
Well done, correct. Question 6. What was the last marathon that Tony Saka ran? Take your time. Although we do have to be finished by midnight.
I can't tell if he's talking or not.
I think he cut out.
Which one?
And he's really quiet all of a sudden.
Did you say Chicago or something?
Yes, that's what he said. Was he right?
No, he was wrong. The last marathon that Tony ran was London.
Oh. I knew that as well.
Oh, well, don't worry. Your questions are coming, Oscar. I'm not sure. I think Luca might only have got one or maybe two right there. So now it's your turn, Oscar. Are you ready? You strapped in?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, when you're ready, Seb.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, Oscar Slattery. Luca Trimboli has 2 yellow cards this season. Can you tell me, for a half point each, which teams they were against?
Ooh. Campbelltown and Playford.
Metro Stars in the Cup, Adelaide City in the league. Which player in the squad do you expect to be in his bed by 7 p.m. with a nice hot Milo?
Ooh. Probably Passia.
Passia John, nice, okay. Question 3. How many goals did Luca Trimboli score in the 5-5 draw with West Adelaide?
2.
Oh, just the one. Question 4. Is Daniel Margouche the best goalkeeper in the NPL?
100%.
Okay, well, good answer. Daniel Margouche has started all 22 competitive games this year. How many clean sheets has he had?
He doesn't like that word. 3.
2. And the last one. Tony Saka's last marathon was the London one this year. What time did he finish it in? And you've got 10 minutes either side of the time to that'll count it as a correct answer.
Was it 3 hours and 50 minutes?
Oh, 3 hours and 48 minutes. Well done, you. You get a point for that one.
You're definitely starting on the weekend.
That's right, yeah. And that concludes our quickfire quiz for this week. I don't know what the score was there. I don't know if Mark kept a count.
He's muted, so we wouldn't be able to tell.
Oscar won, I think.
All right. Good.
I think
good.
it was around that. I think he got 3, maybe 4, and Luca got 2.
Well done.
Well done,
Thank you
Oscar.
for that, Mark. Thank you for that too, David. And thank you to both of you, Luca and Oscar, for joining us. It's been a pleasure. We really appreciate you both coming on and your time as well, ahead of a very busy end of the season. Good luck for this weekend and, of course, for the rest of the season. And hopefully we'll see you in finals as well. But, yeah, thanks again for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Perfect. Good fun with those two. We'll go on to the results of the past weekend. Starting in the State League 2 in the north, Angle Vale, huge upset over Pontian Eagles, defeating them 1-0. Barossa United losing 8-1 to Modbury Vista. Gawler Eagles 2-0 over Port Adelaide. Elizabeth Grove 1-0 losers to Northern Demons. Salisbury Inter just the 1-0 win over Elizabeth Downs. Then in the south, of course, Mount Barker defeating the Adelaide Hills Hawks 2-1. Plimpton losing 6-2 to Garn United. Adelaide Titans also losing 2-1 at home to Western Strikers. Seaford defeating Adelaide Uni 4-2. And Vipers defeated 1-0. I've got that wrong. Between Noarlunga United 2-1. Mark, starting with you in the north, Pontian Eagles, their sort of, I guess, title celebration maybe just delayed by a week.
Yeah, I was going to say it's just delayed by a week at this stage. They did go down to Angle Vale. Timothy Boulay getting sent off in the 15th minute for Pontians, forced them down to 10 men to play pretty much most of the game with only 10 men. They managed to hold out all the way to the end of the game, and they actually conceded in the 90th minute to a Harrison Trimper goal. So it really doesn't affect the league table too much at this stage. Pontian's still sitting top in that regard, and they're 5 points clear of Salisbury Inter in second place. Salisbury Inter getting the 1-0 win over Elizabeth Downs thanks to a Farrell goal in the 45th minute. A Josh Farrell goal in the 45th minute. And also 2 red cards in that game. 2 Salisbury Inter, 1 to Sam Viola and 1 to Nicholas Toscas. So they actually 3 to the light. Christopher Fleming also got sent off in the 77th minute for Salisbury Inter. So they're going to be short a few players in their game this coming weekend. So that's not great news for them. Northern Demons taking out a 1-0 win over Elizabeth Grove. And I believe it was a very late goal in this game as well. And it was an Ethan Franklin goal in the 90th minute, which puts them into 5th spot. I'm not sure, is that top 5 or top 4 for the State League 2? Because top 4, I can never remember with this whole system that they have, which just really beggars belief, to be honest. Modbury Vista getting an 8-1 win over Barossa. Unfortunately, we kind of all picked Barossa to lose. They did score through a Smith goal, a Luca Smith goal in the 59th minute. However, they were already 6-1 down at that stage. Cooper Wegner scoring. Would end up getting in a hat trick. Trotter got a hat trick. A goal to Linsenmeyer and a goal to Cole as well. Puts Vista into kept Vista in 3rd place, as you can see there. So the top 4 are pretty much almost all set. I'm not sure if Demons can catch.
Have to win this weekend against Salisbury, and then
that would be settled. Gawler getting a win there. They're actually undefeated in their last 4 now. Gawler Eagles, 2 wins and 2 draws. They did lose their 1 game in that 5, but Seymour and Lalassi scoring for Gawler Eagles. So Port a little bit disappointed. They'd be disappointed there, but overall, that is your State League 2 North for the round.
Absolutely.
We'll go on. Going to add to that. I think if Pontian get 1 more point, that's them won.
It should be.
That's them in
I
the
think it was the
final.
same on the weekend. I thought it was going to be the same. But an interesting point to note as well, Pontian's the game they lost against Anglevale was away, so they will have the chance to win at home this weekend against Grove. The other one I was going to say was Anglevale drew to bottom of the table Barossa and then beat top of the table Pontian. The other one was that Northern Demons, they have to win, but I think it's Grove that are above them, have to lose as well. Otherwise, it will still be a 5-point gap.
Downs,
to go. Downs. I'll go on to the south.
Well, just before you do,
Northern Demons got a game in hand.
They do. How does that work? Because nobody else does. Gawler. Yeah.
So it can go down to.
We're really well researched here, as you can tell. Before you do start, Leslie, I will let you bathe in the glory. Although you did lose on the weekend, I will be more than happy to show your goal because it was actually a really good finish once, and even David gave you props for it for once for being a good goal.
Tale of 2 days for me, to be honest. Top of the world on a Friday night, and then in the doldrums by midday on Saturday. They pretty much ended our finals chance. I mean, it's still mathematically possible, but the team above us has to lose both of their last 2 games against both teams that are below them. Bit of a tennis.
Yeah, that's
score.
enough. Anyway, move on to the rest.
Terrible.
As well,
it's a terrible cross, actually, Alessio.
It was actually meant to be a cutback.
Your goal was a terrible cross.
I'll go through the other results. Actually, I'll leave the other one to last because these ones we'll go through. But Garn United picked up a 6-2 win. I pretty much, if you could bet on a team to score more than 5 goals every week, it's got to be Garn. They've scored the most crazy score lines almost every single week. Beating Plimpton 6-2. Most of the goals came in the first half there. They were 4-2 at half time. Put them top temporarily until Vipers played last night. Elsewhere, Seaford versus Adelaide Uni, where all the 4-2 goals came in the first 25 minutes, and that was it for the game. That put Seaford points clear in third with 2 games to go. Western Strikers, 2-1 win over Adelaide Titans. They were 2-0 up, double from Azira Soroman. Puts them in a good position as well, coming against the out finals Noarlunga. And that game, Vipers versus Noarlunga, which I was actually at on Monday night, was a classic pretty much. Looked like it was Vipers all the way. And then a late equaliser for Noarlunga made it a scary finish. And then an offside goal at one end for Noarlunga turned into a penalty at Vipers for the other end. And they won 2-1, puts them 1 point on top with a couple of games to go. But if you look at the fixtures, I believe Garn has the more favourable of the last few. They'll have it will probably go down to the last day, I would imagine, unless Garn don't pick up the points this weekend. And then, on that Friday night, we'll go back to it, the Hills Derby. We talked about it mostly. I think Seb's shown the goals already. But a solid win. Actually saw a bit of movement from the bottom of the table for the first time in a few weeks. And I believe we'll probably see some more this weekend as well, because Plimpton and Hawks are playing each other. So you can tell I'm hoping for a draw there. But hopefully it's a solid end to the season for both teams. I just saw tonight as well, Hawks have re-signed their coaches for the 2027 season. So good on them. They've produced a lot of young players throughout the season, and they've shown it through, I think, some of their social media posts, quite a number of them coming through the juniors, 18s and reserves pathways at the club. So good on them. And they're obviously moving somewhere in a way of that. But that's it for the South. I think it's only between the top 5 can make the top 4. So I think it's either between Western Strikers or Adelaide Uni to make the top 4 no longer out after their loss on the weekend.
Perfect. Now, I don't know who's covering Croydon this weekend, but we've got an early scoop that Oscar Slattery definitely will be starting on the weekend. So there you go for that, Mark, for your game. We'll go on to the WSL. All of them resounding wins across the 4 matches. Western Strikers 5-0 over South Adelaide, Jaguars 6-0 over Cove, Adelaide City 5-0 over Mowbray Jets, and Sturt Lions, David, 8-0 over Elizabeth Grove. Of course, they still remain top Sturt Lions due to the points tally. But for Adelaide City and Sturt, if things go as we perhaps imagine for Adelaide City in winning their remaining matches, it could come down to goal difference on the final day and just who scores the more goals.
Yeah, it could look a big win for Sturt to enhance their goal difference. It means that they are now on plus 37. Adelaide City are on plus 38. So Adelaide City had a commanding lead in terms of the goal difference up until this point, enough to suggest that it was worth an extra point to them. But it's a big win for Sturt. As you mentioned there against Grove, 8-0 at the weekend. Lily Barber, Louise Brooke scoring two of the goals early on, and Kaylee Wakeling with a hat-trick. She's been on form for Sturt through this year. It keeps Sturt on 45 points. Adelaide City are 6 points distant, so they're on 39 points, but they've got 2 games in hand. They had the 5-0 win at Mowbray Jets. Kasumovic, Millie Scott got 2. Francis got 1, and Pereira with another one in Adelaide City's 5-0 win there. By my calculations, and I could be wrong, but by my calculations, that is enough now to suggest that Adelaide City will finish in the top 2, and Sturt have already achieved that. So I think that means that the top 2 will be Sturt and Adelaide City. The order of that is yet to be determined, but of course that will all unravel in the next couple of weeks. Just to look at the other results, Adelaide Jaguars, as you mentioned, 6-0 win over Cove at home. And Western Strikers had a 5-0 win. Yeah, 5-0 win over South Zaminar. Jovanovic, Boyd and Townsend, the goal scorers there. So there wasn't actually any change in the table positions here. The top 3 sides all won, the bottom 3 sides all lost. The middle 2 sides in Jets and Strikers lost and won respectively, but that didn't change their league position. So all 8 sides finished the weekend in the same league positions that they started in.
Perfect. Well done, David. We'll go on to the State League 1 for round 19. Adelaide Olympic 5-1 over South Adelaide. Eastern United losing 3-0 to Salisbury United. Croatia with a late winner over Fulham United 1-0 there. Mowbray Jets 4-0 over Atletico. Cove defeated 1-0 by Adelaide Cobras. And Cumberland United 2-1 winners over Adelaide Blue Eagles. David, our resident State League 1 expert this season, it seems, across the commentary. Start off on your Friday night between Eastern and Salisbury.
Well, I returned from my holidays in Fiji, from Fiji on Thursday, and I thought, what am I going to do on Friday? I only had the one game at the weekend that had been allocated. So I thought I'd take myself down to East United. I contacted them prior to the match just to make sure that it was okay and so on. So yes, I did go down to this game. A little bit of an upset, maybe. Salisbury United emerging 3-0 winners in this tie. John Paul Kumbakau, and I hope I've pronounced his name correctly, scoring with a header in the 12th minute. I was speaking to Matt Gaston after, and by our estimations, that was maybe Kumbakau's first senior goal. Big defender. He certainly had a good game, stood out for me. Jacob Jones then scored in the 31st minute for Salisbury, and Matt Taylor scored in the 67th minute. Matt Taylor's goal, which will come up after this, was a bit of a highlight. A fantastic run down the right-hand side, a cross into the middle, and Taylor's just... I don't think he put any power on it. This is Jacob Jones' goal in the first half, but I don't know that Matt Taylor got much power on it, but the placing of it was just absolute perfection. Just a very good goal, back across the face of the goal. I think the goalkeeper was John Slattery from memory. That's Taylor there playing it off, and then a sprint down the right-hand side. I think it was Dermot Harrington raced down to the byline and got his cross in. But look at this header. No real power, but just the placing, and Slattery didn't move.
Yeah, David, just on this game, these are two sides near the bottom of the table. Does this give you any indication as to perhaps maybe one of these sides who's going to stay up, or do you still think it'll be very tight come down to the final day? Because it seems it'll be that way.
I think it's probably going to be very tight anyway. I think Cobras have probably done enough now that they'll be okay. They had a win at the weekend as well, so they're fourth bottom in 20 points. They had a 1-0 win away at Cove, but I think that's probably enough. I think mathematically they can still be caught. They're 6 points ahead of Salisbury United. But to answer your question, I think what's really relevant here is that the remaining games now start to play a greater significance, because Salisbury United have got Adelaide Atletico away this weekend, but after that they've got South Adelaide at home and Adelaide Cobras away. So they play 2 of their last 3 games, and if you count this match at the weekend, it was 3 of the last 4 games against sides that are in the bottom 4, obviously excluding themselves, they don't play themselves, but 2 of the last 3 games against sides in the bottom 4 is arguably, I wouldn't say an easier run home, but a less taxing finish.
More favourable.
Well, even then, David, you say about Cobras, they face Cobras. I wouldn't say Cobras are too safe either if they're having to play Salisbury as well, because it's only a 4-point gap from Eastern in 10th as well.
Yeah, and I've got Eastern's games here listed as well. They've got Fulham away this weekend, but then they've got Atletico at home, and then Blue Eagles. They finish with Blue Eagles away at Marden. So, Eastern United have a tougher run home, a more taxing run home. So, bearing that in mind, I sort of feel Salisbury United. I think that was probably a very big win for them on Friday night, and I think it'll go a long way to. I'm not going to say they're going to be safe, but I think they've got the momentum.
It's a big help.
Yeah, it's a big help. They've got the momentum. They were very commanding on Friday. Eastern United weren't playing at their best, I don't think. Although Eastern are third bottom and not in the relegation zone, they haven't had a win in quite a while. So I think the momentum might carry through for Salisbury. And we'll see how it plays out. So that was my Friday night. Did you want me to talk about any others?
Your Saturday night, please.
I was going to mention that player for Salisbury, John Paul Kumbakau. That's John Paul Mbembe as well, the former Adelaide United youth team player, played for Adelaide City. So he was, I think, the captain when they won the NPL in 2023. But yeah, his first senior goal. But good to see him getting the game time. I think he did his ACL last year at Adelaide City, so he didn't really get much of a game, and only came back this year. But it's good to see him take the humble approach, go down the league, get some game time, and he's paid off for the coach.
Your Saturday night, David?
Well, actually, just before I finish with that, the Friday night, I was chatting to Matt Gaston at the end, and there was a couple of kids out there having shots at goal. There was one kid who was an absolute star, and they were just having a kick after the game. He was hitting the ball from the edge of the box into the top corner, to the top left corner, top right corner. So I said to Matt, I said, you better sign that kid up. He looks like he might be the kind of one you want to get in your side for next week. So Saturday night, yes, I was at a bit of a loose end on Saturday night, and I thought I would nip down to AA Bailey Reserve, aka Lady Borough Stadium, and I was actually just going to go down and just watch. It was kind of on the way home, and I thought I'd just watch. When I got there, I was encouraged by various members of the home side to do commentary, and I thought, well, I've got the kit here. And interestingly enough, Alex Redmond's father assured me, he came up and he assured me there would be no rain. He said it's a very pleasant night, and there is no rain coming, David, he said, so get yourself up on that roof. and I did, but between the 32nd minute and 38th minute, I got absolutely soaked because it poured down. But anyway, to the match at hand. A 2-1 win for the home side against Blue Eagles. As you saw there, Daniel Labasso scoring the 46th minute from all of 3.5 inches out from the goal. Carl Phelps.
I was going to say that goal looked eerily similar to a goal he scored a couple of weeks ago.
He's an absolute thief. He just, for a defender, he just lingers on the line and just prods them home from point blank range. No goalkeeper to beat. So Daniel Labasso scoring the 46th minute. Carl Phelps pulled one back in the 47th minute, and then Diamond Min this was a cracker. This one took it on his
great finish.
The outside. Yeah, beautiful finish to the far post, and he's a star. That Diamond Min, I tell you what, he's very, very good. He doesn't look much when he comes out there because he's so little, and I'm not discriminating against people who are short. My daughters and my wife are short, but I feel Diamond Min is a very special player for Cumberland and seems to just make a massive difference.
And he's probably one of the big beneficiaries of their cup run as well. Sorry, David.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. I mean that free kick he scored in that cup final was good, and you're right. He was very good through that cup run altogether. And then much appreciation to Cumberland for their hospitality afterwards. I was welcomed in, and they fed me. British club, so some British food. So we had chicken curry and we had beef curry. Anyone want more games?
If you want to.
Oh no, on you go.
I tuned into the Olympic South Adelaide game on Friday night because I was lucky enough to be home on the Friday night after training and tuned into actually that game and David's game. I had both running on two different screens. So a disappointing night for South because they really needed at least a point, if not more, in this game, and they just weren't at the races, to be honest. Olympic coming away with a 5-1 win. Nassau getting 2, Kitsambas with 1. And I think probably their top goal scorer for Olympic is Ali Akul. He scored 2 more again this weekend, so he's been in some outstanding form this season. Markham scored in the 63rd minute for South, but it wasn't enough because that got him back to 2-1. And then not long after that, Kitsambas scored, and then it went downhill from there. But a lot of work now for South there, sitting 12 points bottom. 2 points behind Salisbury and 4 points behind Eastern. So they need some positive results and some favours ahead of the last 3 games. So great finish there from South. Good build up, playing a great finish from Markham, but just not enough on the night. And to be honest, they weren't good enough on the night. And Olympic showed their quality, to be honest, and showed why they're sitting near the top of the table.
I was going to say, Mark, as well, you said you had David's game at Eastern and this game on. Did you have the sound off for his and listen to just the silence and crowd noise from this one instead?
No, I had the sound on for both because when I can hear the crowd go, I know there's a goal. So,
I guess to Mark, if you want to go through a few of the other State League One games as well while you're on it.
I can certainly do that. We'll jump across. We'll stick with the southern teams. Cove played against Adelaide Cobras, going down 1-0. So massive result there for Cobras because that does put them 4 points clear of Eastern in 10th. Goal to Antonio in the 45th plus time added. So massive goal for them, holding out for the 1-0 win. And then straight after that game, Cove announced that Steve Kitch will not be continuing for the remainder of the season. So really paid the toll for that loss. Andrew Nicola getting a late red card in that game for Cobras. But like I said, massive 4 points for Cobras at this stage of the season when they're getting possibly pulled into a relegation battle. They get that win, which is a massive result. And then I can talk about I'll jump onto Raiders Raiders Fulham game if Alessio doesn't want to. Raiders coming away with a 1-0 win over Fulham. Both teams near the top of the table. Fulham in 4th. Raiders sitting nice and pretty top of the table. And it took to the 93rd minute for Selafu Jatta to score the winner, which extended their lead to 3 points, or kept their lead at 3 points over Olympic at the top of the table. So it's been a funny old season, really, in the State League One, where we keep saying the team at the top doesn't want to stay there for long. But Raiders seem to be doing that at this stage. They've got the best form in the league as well. That's that we can see 5 wins on the bounce. That leaves Mowbray and Atletico. Alessio, do you want to go with that? Or do we just continue?
Yeah, I'll have a go. Yeah, Modbury and Adelaide Atletico. Atletico, one of those teams who were top for a number of weeks and just been falling ever since. Tassotti with one of the goals of the week with that one. And I don't think we even need commentary on Smith Partner Stadium anymore. Those kids in front of the scoreboard just do it for us, it seems.
They were doing it last year when we did have commentary there.
But no, great goal. And a first few goals here for the club for Santana Bartkowski as well, which is great to see. Some fantastic build-up play in this one as well. To finish that one, you could see the relief on his face scoring. I'm sure it could be his first goal in a league season all year since his move from Croydon as well. I think he might have probably scored in that cup game against Plimpton probably. But yeah, another great goal here. Centre back Cohen Morris going all the way forward as well. Just kind of gave up, started jogging back, and he didn't realise Bartkowski was on to finish. But yeah, a great couple of goals here for Modbury. They've had some interesting results over the last couple of weeks, but looks like at home they're back to their best, and so are some of their players as well, with a lot of them getting on the score sheet here. I think this was another one, great move from Callum Campbell to get involved and put this one on the platter. But yeah, a solid win for them. Takes them up to third as well. I would say they're pretty much secured in the top six by now. I think they only need one more win and they probably have it sorted. But yeah, that Celtic one's starting to shape up. And yeah.
No, absolutely. I was just going to mention they call that end of the ground the Karachi end, after the famous penalty that hit two posts and then came back out. But that end of the ground at Modbury's called the Karachi end. Not the David Grant end. No, I don't want to talk about that. I was just going to mention as well. Pass back. At the moment, Cove looking unlikely. Atletico sitting in seventh place. I think, at least from an outsider perspective, I would be a little bit disappointed if Atletico didn't make it. I guess sort of for the fairy tale of them being promoted from State League 2. A great venue with a lot of history as well, the club through amalgamation. I don't know if you feel the same, David, when we covered that State League 2 game, but I think that game gave them a bit of a soft spot in my heart a little bit, and I think it would be nice to see them in finals if they are able to make it. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to see. Well, any of these promoted sides that come up, I mean, I guess you sort of want to see them. You don't want to see them come straight back down, I guess. Although two teams do have to come down, of course. But yeah, I mean, it would be nice to see them make finals, and maybe it's probably too early for them to go any further up. You get into that middle tier, you need to build. You can't go straight into the NPL; it'll be a disaster. But it would be nice to see them playing a little bit of finals football. Yeah. Yeah, we saw it with Salisbury a year or two ago as well, which was really cool to see when they got promoted. We'll go on to the WNPL for round 16. Salisbury Inter 3-1 winners over Football SA. Campbelltown and Comets playing out a great 2-2 draw. Burkalla defeated by West Adelaide 5-1. A Uni with a huge win over Modbury Vista, which directly impacted Metro's 8-0 win against Flinders United. David, I guess looking more towards that bottom of the table with those final two matches I mentioned. I'm not too sure when the last time this would have been the case, but Metro now have finally moved out of that 9th spot, and Vista have gone into 9th into that promotion relegation playoff with the second place WSL side. I guess first starting off on Metro's big win against Flinders, as I'll roll the footage, but you can talk through the rest of the sort of permutations. It is a massive win for Metro Stars, but probably not a great surprise. Flinders United have been disappointing this year, to say the least, and they've conceded goals every 2 minutes. It feels like, doesn't it? Maybe a bit of a surprise for the opening goal scorer here, Sarah Taylor. So a double for the Taylor family this weekend. Sarah scoring in the 9th minute. Is this a cross or a shot or a misplaced something or other?
It's a shuttle day.
Oh, it is a shot because there's no one in the middle. Yeah, give her the shot.
In saying that, she does need to learn how to goal celebrate. I think she needs to chat with Matt about that.
Yes, she's not used to it. That's the problem.
No, exactly. No, she's not.
Maybe need to practice that in the back garden at the Taylor household. Yes. So Sarah Taylor opening the scoring in the 9th minute. Victoria Mansueto with 4 goals in this game. Jade Hunter-Gilmore, a graduate of the Adelaide Hills Hawks and the AHGSA, that local junior set up here, scoring a goal. Keisha Price with a goal, and the Korean girl Moon with a goal as well. The other goal scorers in that 8-0 win. It's all over for Flinders, I think, isn't it? They've only got 1 point. There's still 9 points to play for, but they're now 12 points adrift of safety and 9 points adrift of Modbury Vista. I think mathematically, by my reckoning, I've got some notes here because I was on another radio show last night, but I've got some notes here that says Flinders United can still stay up, but they need to win all of their league games, that's 3, and they need Modbury Jets to lose both of their last 2, and Flinders need to pick up 30 goals or thereabouts in their last 3 matches. Flinders have scored 8 goals all year, so I'm not sure that they're going to get 30 in the last 3.
They need a 42-goal swing or something. There you go.
Something like that, yeah. Crucially, Adelaide Uni's win over Vista means that Adelaide Uni, cannot be caught now by the bottom 2. So Adelaide Uni now mathematically safe. They won't be going down. They had a 3-0 win over Modbury Vista. Sarah Morgan, Tatterin and Gromball, the 3 goal scorers in that one. And that means Uni are safe. By my reckoning, they can't make the top 5 though, so they'll just play out the season and maybe look to, I guess they start planning for next year already, isn't that the case, I guess. Metro Stars have got Comets next, so obviously they'll be looking to try and pick up points there. Comets had that 2-2 draw with Campbelltown at Campbelltown. 2 braces in that one. Chrissy Panagaris with 2 for Comets. I'm not sure how many goals Chrissy's got this year in the Apex Steel WMPL, but she must be up near the top of the goal scorers. She seems to be scoring every week.
I can tell you that she currently sits in 3rd place with 16 behind equal firsts in Nina Yamada and Kote Rojas with 18.
What, 18 and what's Chrissy on?
16. So 18 and 18 for Yamada and Rojas, and then second is Panagaris with 16.
Well, I mean, I don't have a favourite, but I hope Chrissy wins it. Anyway. Just stirring a little bit there. Yuka Tokudo was the goal scorer for Campbelltown. She got 2 in that one. West Adelaide, they had a 5-1 win over West Torrens-Buckilla. I think we were probably expecting that game to be a little bit closer. West Torrens-Buckilla didn't score until the very end of the game. Nina Mada with 2, Ellie Sparrow with 1, Nicole Blackett with 1, and Emma Ryan with 1 as well. So West Adelaide well and truly cruised to that one. They were only 2-0 up at half time, right enough, but West Torrens-Buckilla's goal as such came very late, and the game was really over as a contest within, well, not long after they probably started the second half, to be honest. I can't remember what games I've covered and which I haven't now. Salisbury Inter, 3-1 winners over Football SA. This was the game in which Marcella Brooks scored from the halfway line, but scoring was opened by Michaela Holcroft in the 17th minute for Football NTC. And then Isabella Kuimpsis pulled one back for Salisbury in the 39th minute, and that was it, 1-1 at half time. And then Marcella Brooks scoring from the halfway line. I think it was when they just started the second half.
Yeah, it was kick-off of the second half.
Yeah, here it's here. It's a shame the AI cameras didn't catch it. That's there you go. Ball's in the back of the net, and the AI camera's going, "Where's the ball?" And then Cote Rojas scoring in the 52nd minute to make it a 3-1 win for Salisbury Inter. Seb, help me out. Which games have I not covered? Have I got them all now?
No, that's all of them.
You've covered them all. We'll have a look at the table as well. West Adelaide, of course, already winning the league and will receive their trophy in roughly
3 hours.
2 and a bit hours time. I was going to say 2 and a bit to be kind of okay. Let's go 3 hours. They're currently, as we go live, they're about to kick off against Football SA. Inter sitting in second, Comets in third, Bocala in fourth, Campbelltown in fifth. That top 5 looks to be almost cemented. And again, I'm not very good with maths, but I think can be cemented with a Campbelltown win this weekend against Modbury Vista, who of course themselves need the win to try and move across, jump Metro Stars if they don't get a win against Comets.
And so it's cemented tonight if Football SA don't get a result.
Oh yes, of course. Yes.
So if Football SA don't get a result against West Adelaide tonight, then it's top 5.
That's our top 5, and it's just the order from basically 2 to 5 is still what's to be decided.
Yep.
So yeah, and like I said,
Sorry, just for your records as well, the remaining games at the sides at the bottom have got Metro Stars have got Comets at home, and then they've got Campbelltown away, and Mudbury Vista have got Campbelltown at home, and then they have West Torrance-Burculla at home. So no easy games for the two sides down there that are facing the playoff, scenario.
Absolutely. We'll go on to the men's NPLSA for round 19. Croydon with a 2-2 draw against Campbelltown, which we spoke about earlier. Adelaide City with the sole goal in the 1-0 win against Burkella, an own goal from Jared Clark to defeat the then top place side in the NPL. Para Hills Knights 4-2 losers against Playford, but they were up on both occasions. Quite extraordinary. Comets as well, another bit of an upset. 1-0 over FKB Grad. Adelaide United 3-2 against Sturt Lions up at the Summit. And Metro Stars losing to West Adelaide at TK Shutter Reserve 3-1. Just a couple of astounding results, again, which really play into the neutrals' favour for a great final day at the end of the season. If we want that title/relegation battle to go on in the finals battle, I'm trying to think of who was where.
I can make it easy for you, Seb. I wasn't.
Yeah, you go. Oh, okay, that really helps.
Let me help you,
David.
Let me help you out, Seb.
Okay.
So I was at Croydon. I was at Regency Park for Croydon versus Campbelltown, and a match that was only my second time back at Croydon. Again, great hosts, so thanks very much for looking after me when I was there. It's a great little ground, and an eventful match. Goal scoring was opened in the 8th minute. Adam Martinello with a strike in the half volley that hit both posts before it went in. And then that was in the 8th minute before Inaki Rodriguez pulled one back in the 14th minute to make it 1-1. And then I sort of felt Campbelltown maybe had the upper hand through the remainder of that half. Not overly, but certainly in periods I felt they were maybe just a little bit better of the two. But it was a very even match, having said that. And then there was an incident in the 52nd minute which changed everything. And as this was mentioned before, there were a couple of players involved in a solid tackle, you would describe. And then there was a bit of a coming together. And then one of Campbelltown's players had, I think it was verbal abuse towards the bench, and he was given his marching orders. And Campbelltown were down to 10 men. But they actually didn't drop out of the game. Croydon, I feel now, were the better side, but just didn't have that killer goal and killer instinct in front of goal. They just couldn't find the net. And Campbelltown, somewhat against the run of play, went 2-1 up. Beautiful through ball by Harrison Conant to the on-running Morey, who stuck it away and gave Campbelltown an unlikely, shall we say, 2-1 lead. I can't remember what minute that was scored in. I've missed it in the play there, but it all mattered not anyway. Luke Klimek, I mean, Croydon were really searching to try and get the equaliser and salvage something from this, and then Luke Klimek popped up in the 92nd minute to score the goal. Such was my excitement at the time that I didn't write it down in my little notepad, and so when I was doing my summary of the match, I hadn't got a note of who had scored Croydon's equaliser, and I didn't actually announce it because I couldn't remember who it was. But a very exciting finish and a great game there at Regency Park. Do you want me to touch on the 3-1 game between Metro Stars and West?
Well, I'll go quickly with my game between Adelaide City and West Torrance-Burkalla. Adelaide City Park at the time was a first versus third battle. And then just under 15 minutes in, Dom Costanzo with a run finds the ball in, and Jared Clark sliding to try and clear it out for a corner, you'd imagine, just finds it in the back of his own net against his own captain. Standouts, John Hall made some great saves for Adelaide City, and Ollie Weston, again, another, which is a real shining light of every time I think I've seen Adelaide City, has been one of the top three players in most instances in which I've seen Adelaide City play. And again, in terms of the table, really helps for that final day equation. Adelaide City in first by 1 point, Burkalla 1 point behind in second, Metro 1 point behind them in third, and then Playford with a few to try and back themselves up with. But they beat Metro Stars and they beat Para Hills Knights this weekend as well. David, I guess now you can go to that sort of one of another upsets across the weekend between West Adelaide and Metro.
So just very briefly, Metro Stars could have gone top. This was an opportunity to go top. I mean, I think these teams at the top aren't they don't seem to be particularly focused on going top. They seem to just keep dropping points. But it was a chance for Metro Stars to go top, but they lost 3-1 to West Adelaide. West scorers Luca, Fabrizio, Riley Stam and Maxine Ivanich scored. Andre Carl pulled one back for Metro Stars, but that was as late as the 94th minute before that happened. So, look, a bit of a turn-up, I think. I don't think any of us, I can't remember, but I would imagine that none of us would have backed West Adelaide here. But this is this point in the season where these teams who are sort of down near the bottom really need the points, and these upsets can happen. West Adelaide now move up to 22 points. They've got a 6-point gap on Adelaide Comets below them with, I think, 3 games to go. So there's still 9 points to play for. West Adelaide not safe, but obviously a massive result for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Alessio, I'll go to you because you got to stay very close to your beloved Mount Barker and do a game there between United and Sturt.
Yeah, I'll start with that one, and then I'll maybe push on to Beograd Comets if no one wants to do that one. But it was the 6th edition of the MPL at the Summit. It was the 5th different team as well to come up and play Adelaide United. Started off with a Thanasi Lessie goal. He scored the opener the last time the two sides met earlier this season as well, which David covered at Corinna, which was famous for that Harry Crawford free kick. And it was an early start for Sturt, going 2-0 up within the first 10-15 minutes here, which was probably perfect for their game plans. I mean, coming into the day not knowing what side you're going to play against and then coming up against a team of 16 changes, it's something you kind of dream of, I guess, if you're a team looking for points like them, trying to stay out that relegation battle and maybe even a sneak into finals. A bit of a push in the back there, a couple of shouts for the Sturt players. Didn't notice it till the replay, but a looped header from Rahidi spoiled Meleg's day. And you'll see later on get spoiled again. But they made a sub at halftime. Diamantis off, Hassan on, which was one of the only former players who've actually played in this game before. He played on the Adelaide United side in 2023 off the bench. Sortini carried his fine form after his assist there for the opener, scoring in this one as well. Had him 3-1 up, early start to the second half, and then a very poor mistake out the back from Zalan Meleg. I know there was a lot of scouts there watching, and he had a lot of pre-season touts with going to Adelaide United. His sister was there, of course, as well, along with other youth coaches like Carl Viet, Richie Alagic. They were all there, so potentially he maybe was a little bit overawed by the occasion. We're trying to get a bit too tricky at the back there, but the win for Sturt takes them well and truly clear of relegation, I would say, and puts them in with a smoky chance to make the top 6. I'll push on to the Comets Beograd game, which was the other surprise result that happened before that West Adelaide Metro game, which would have been everything Comets would have dreamed of, winning that game until West Adelaide play and just undo all their hard work. But a poor mistake here at the back for FK Beograd, and really since that cup final, they've not found their feet again. Irabona with the goal there, which now has just been announced was his last game of the season for Comets. He has fractured a vertebrae in his back. I think it was an injury during the game too. So he's out for the rest of the season, and they have to hope to get some points without him. But with that win, they popped out for a little bit of the race for the relegation and put the pressure on West Adelaide, which everyone would expect to lose. And then it just happened the way it did. And now they've got a real tough uphill battle. I think they got Sturt this weekend. So I think that's tailored two teams where one could probably make finals if they win that. The other one could probably stay up if they win that.
Absolutely. Mark, I'll go to you for, I guess, the final one. And I guess in some terms, you can call it a little bit of an upset, maybe just more of a surprise. Para Hills losing 4-2 to Playford. But the 2 goals from Para Hills, extraordinary, and they were both to put them up on each occasion.
Yeah, well, it's something they haven't done this year, and that scored 2 goals in the game. So, they did. I think there was a colour game second round, but that all got removed. But two goals in a game is unheard of for Para Hills, unfortunately for them. But 2 cracking goals as well. That free kick catching Osby out there. But again, I think it just comes down to experience. I mean, that's just right there, a lack of communication between players, the goalkeeper and the defender there. And that's what happens when you're sort of struggling, when you're at the bottom of the table. Those types of things just don't quite go your way. They struggle to clear it, and French pops up to score. And then Watson scored his absolute worldie that we've all seen, and I dare say will probably win goal of the week, which is this one here. Playford getting caught on transition. Great little touch there, and away he went.
Yeah,
And
his own flick over.
Exactly. And the amazing thing is the bobble there probably helped him actually with the hit. Like,
the Paddock's bobble.
The Paddock's bobble. It just sort of set up just so he could hit it cleanly. And he's absolutely smashed it cleanly. Osterby playing off his line as all goalkeepers or good goalkeepers should do. Just getting caught out. And then Playford made the change. They brought on McGregor. I don't think he started. He came on. He came on in the 62nd minute, went and scored 2 goals, and then pretty much killed the game off. And then Christos Pounendis, captain, just scoring late in the game to make it 4-2 for Playford. But some positive signs for Para Hills that they were able to score 2 goals, and they're a young side, so hopefully they can utilise that. And I think the last goal, I think that Pounendis has scored, I think, again, lack of communication, just, again, a lack of experience as well for a young side, because they are a young side in Para Hills. Joe Allison's had to get a lot of young kids through. And as you can see here, he's shielded him off, and then just lack of communication. And that's just what it's like at the bottom end of the table, unfortunately. So, but good result for Playford. They had 2 games. That's 2 games on the trot now with wins. Before that, it was 2 losses. So they had to find some form quickly getting into these last few games before finals, and it does sort of put them into that 4th spot. I don't think they can lose their top 5 spot or top 6 spot.
It puts them very much within the outsiders for it, but they're in with a chance of the title as well.
Yeah, I don't see that happening, no.
I said they're outsiders.
Yeah, but when you look at the 3 top sides, it's I think Playford. I think they'll be. If you said at the start of the season, mate, you'll be 4th, 3rd or 4th in the league, they would have taken that without a shadow of a doubt. Playing finals, because once you're in that final spot in that top 6, anything can happen. We saw it last year with Croydon. They went into it in some great form leading into it, and they obviously went on to win it. So it's just one of those things where you've just got to be hitting form at the right time going into finals. So but I think that's them. What are they? 32 points. 7 points behind with 3 games to go. So they still
9th to 1st. I think can all still make finals technically.
Yeah.
So, and still with 3 games left to go, there's still, plenty that can still change, which, again, I'd love to see. I want a final day where it ends in 6 different possible ways. It changes 6 times during the course of 6 different matches, whatever it is. Hopefully.
I don't think the FSA would like that, because then they've got to try and travel the trophy between different places, and it doesn't work for them. And there's no more games after that for them to hand it out.
All right, we'll go on to this upcoming week. Before we do our predictions, just a quick word as well. Of course, Adelaide United, our last remaining South Australian representation in the Australia Cup, away at Lakeside to South Melbourne tomorrow night. An interesting one, an NPL Victoria side, Adelaide United. I've seen them in preseason. I watched them. We covered them on One Game at a Time against Playford. Playford looked very good against them, defensively solid. Of course, they did have and even in that game, they had a pretty strong squad overall. I think most had played A-League or major senior MPL minutes, except for Mitch Knight, who I think came on very late. But other than that, it was basically all the regulars you'd expect, and they'd announced their squad for the match tomorrow as well, and it's a fairly strong one. But David, you said when the draw came out, you can see, and you'd probably like to, unfortunately, see South Melbourne get something out of this one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I like an underdog story, firstly. South Melbourne would be an underdog story. Back in the NSL days, I lived in Melbourne, and South Melbourne were the team that I followed when I was there, so it's a little bit hard for me to shake that off. So yeah, I, if I'm honest, wouldn't mind seeing South Melbourne win that one. But that's not that I've got anything against Adelaide United. It's just that I guess, I have that attachment to South Melbourne, and it was a great club and a great time for me personally when I was there. And yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing the underdog win that one. But I'm not sure that they will. But we have had, 3 upsets in this round of 32 so far, with Newcastle Jets, Perth Glory, and Central Coast Mariners all tumbling to these NPL sides.
And Brisbane Roar, 4, I think, is the total.
Who did I say?
Oh, sorry. No, sorry. I got
I said-
confused with
No, I think I said Brisbane Lions.
Yeah, but
Did I
no,
say
because
Brisbane
they
Lions?
beat Perth Glory.
Lions,
Lions
FC,
from
isn't it?
Brisbane.
Yeah.
It's Lions
Um,
FC from Brisbane that beat Perth.
Yeah.
Yep. So I've now forgotten what we're talking about.
We'll move on. Actually, I guess, Alessio, you're probably more of the expert on NPL Victoria, South Melbourne. What can Adelaide United expect, perhaps?
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, now that the OFC Pro League is finished, they have their full squad back. They were running 2 different squads and playing their 23s in the first team competition for a couple of weeks while their senior team was in the hub that was the OFC football. They are, I think, 6th in the NPL Victoria, and they're catching up points to the rest of the league now. But I would say it's probably one of the toughest teams you can play if you're an A-League team as well. Adelaide United, we saw their squad come out today as well. No real names we didn't expect. A couple of youngsters that are making it up that have all had A-League experience before. So, unfortunately, I mean, I was wanting to see at least a name or two from the youth team that had not even been part of an A-League setup before or was just in the squad. I mean, we've seen it before. I think it was RB Mollis got a shot in the Australian Cup and other players as well, but not to be. And, yeah, I think it'll be a very tough game for them, Adelaide United.
Absolutely. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. On, I think it's Paramount Plus at Lakeside Stadium over in Melbourne. We'll go through our predictions for this upcoming weekend. But Alessio, how did we do last weekend? I imagine with all the upsets, probably not too well.
No, you actually did fantastically, so you got 27 points, got 2 perfect results. Mark as well, 2 perfect results. David had 1 perfect. I had none. But yeah, Seb 27 points, Mark 25, myself 19, and David 16.
Oh, go me. We'll do State League 2 North, the match in focus. We'll predict on the show Salisbury Inter versus Northern Demons. I'm going to go for a Salisbury Inter at home, a 3-1 win against Northern Demons.
I'll also go for Salisbury to win in this one, 2-1.
I'll go 2-0 Salisbury.
I'll go 1-0 Salisbury.
In the South, Garn United versus Adelaide University. As Alessio said, with the amount of goals Garn are scoring, I'm going to go for a 7-4.
Well, the amount
I'll go for
Uni are conceding. Yeah.
I'll go Garn United in this one as well. I'll go 4-2.
I'm going to go Garn as well, but I'm going to go 2-1.
Mark.
I'm gonna go Garn 2-1 as well, because Adelaide Uni have actually only conceded 20 goals, which is actually the second best in the league along with Noarlunga, and Garn have only scored 39. So 39 goals. Adelaide Uni have scored 38 goals. So they're actually very close in terms of goals scored and conceded. Seaford have actually scored the most with 47 goals, and Western Strikers have scored 46.
Yeah.
So
WSL for round 19. Cove versus Grove, the rhyming derby.
Grove are a wee bit hard to pick these days, aren't they? They've obviously battered by Sturt, and then they lost to Adelaide City, so they have had to play the top 2 sides. But before that, they lost to South Adelaide. So not convinced that they'll win this one. I'm going to go for Cove in this one, just 3-2.
3-0 Grove.
It's all draw.
I'm going to go for a Grove 2-1 win. State League 1, Cove versus Cumberland. A bit of a do or die clash for Cove if they really want to try and make finals. A little bit the same for Cumberland United at Cove. But I think I am going to back Cumberland and go for a 3-1 win.
Don't all jump
at once to predict this one.
I'm going to go Cumberland 2-1.
I'm
not sure new manager Bounce will start straight away.
I'll go Cumberland as well. I think I'll go 2-0 for Cumberland.
I'll go 3-1 Cumberland.
We already predicted pre-show West Adelaide versus Football SA. I said 4-0 against Football SA for West Adelaide. Alessio, you said 4-1 for West Adelaide against Football SA. David said 5-0 West Adelaide. And Mark said 5-1 West Adelaide. I think it still currently sits at 0-0 as we speak, about 20 minutes in. And then finally, FK Beergrad versus Croydon FC, another big finals clash to try and make the 6 at FK Beergrad. I'm unsure.
2-2 draw.
Mark, I know what you're going to pick.
Yep, I will be picking Croydon, principal, and it will be 2-1. Apologies, because I'm on that game. And funny enough, FK Beergrad always asks me, why do I pick against, or recently pick against them? It's like, because that's the guest we've had on. So apologies to all my FK Beergrad friends, but I'm a man of principle where possible, and we'll go Croydon.
I'll go 2-0 Beergrad.
Sorry, what was your... Yeah, you said 2-1. I'm going to go... I think I'm also going to go 2-1 Beergrad, I think, but I'm not entirely sure. That's our predictions done. Before we finish, trying to think of anything else. Oh, of course. Oh, by the way, West Adelaide just gone up 1-0 against Football SA, so that's a good start for all of our predictions. I will mention as well, if you are free on a Tuesday afternoon and you listen to Talkback Radio, our very own David Grant will be on for maybe about 5 minutes at 6 p.m.-ish every Tuesday for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've got 3 weeks. 3 weeks I'm doing it for. So I'm covering for the absent Travis Dodd on 5AA. I'm doing the 6-minute segment of the 3-hour show that covers football in South Australia.
But you did great. And they said you're a Queen's Park Rangers fan. So I'm sure you appreciated that too.
Yes, it caused no end of confusion for them because they thought I'd be a Rangers or a Celtic fan. In fact, I support a team in the second division called Queen's Park. And this has happened on several occasions. People get very confused then between Queen's Park Rangers and Queen's Park Rangers, 3 different clubs. But what made this an odd experience was that one of the fellas in the studio was a Queen's Park Rangers fan, and I thought would have known the difference. But it was I'm not being negative. It was a great experience. Yeah. I'm glad I did it, and they were very good. It's a great experience and a great opportunity for me, and I'm grateful to Football South Australia for lining me up with that.
And even we got a mention on real radio on real media. But yes, if you do want,
down. This is the number one show for football in South Australia, Seb, and don't be too hard on yourself.
But yeah, if you do want a double dose of David every week, make sure to tune in on the Tuesday on 5AA, whatever time it is. I'm sure it'll be sometime, and it's up as a podcast after anyway, so that's no issue.
It goes from about 6:05 to about 11 minutes past 6.
And available on a podcast a few hours later. Anything else from the three of you before we finish for another week?
I'll just get out to the games, as Alessio says every week. We get out to the games where we can and enjoy local football.
Yeah. David, Alessio, anything else?
Not the same. Friday night, there's only a couple of games in each league, so if you've got time, try and head out to them. And the same for the weekend as well. We've got no Sunday fixtures this week, so just Friday and Saturday. Yeah, make sure you head out, and there'll be a lot of midweek catch-up games for a couple of teams with poor pitches. So if you want to head out to them, make sure you support.
Yeah, didn't mention it, but what I do have I'm commentating again on Monday night, which is a catch-up game in the WMPL between Flinders and Football SA. But it obviously wasn't mentioned because it's a catch-up game, so there is a Monday night game as well, which I'll be covering. Actually, yeah, just quickly, where are we? I'm at 3 games. I've got Inter and Football SA on Friday. I've got Playford and Burkalla on Saturday, and then I've got that catch-up on Monday. David?
I'm just got the one game. I'm at Sturt versus whoever they're playing.
Mark?
FK Beergrad and Croydon.
And Alessio, you suffer from your own success in playing football this weekend, don't you? And you aren't able to do any.
Yeah, I was on the other game on Friday and Saturday, but I have a game at the same time on Friday, and then Saturday didn't think I'd make it to the other one. Got some other plans, so.
Well, at least no stress of not knowing who's playing for the team that you're commentating either this weekend too. I'm sure you'll be welcome to have. David, we'll finish with you.
Started playing Comets.
There you go. You found it out. Thank you again for listening and watching to the podcast. Make sure to follow, subscribe, do all that sort of stuff. A few more weeks left, a month or so left of the season until we're wrapped up and the season's wrapped up. So do make sure to keep watching us and keep watching the football. But until next Wednesday, have a good weekend. Enjoy the football and we'll see you then.
See you then.
And we look like we're heading to extra time, but there's still 5 minutes to play here, Mark. And by all means, there could be more chances. Still in the box, and it's another goal! And it's Andre Cole, the hero for Croydon! We thought it was over, but it's not over, and Croydon look like they're going to go all the way to the win!
We can't say that now. Here goes Yuki Sasaki into the area. Penagaris, Chrissy Penagaris! Adelaide Comets have taken the lead.
Falcon there, but it leaves Owen Windsor! And a third for Metro Stars.
Here's Emma Ryan. She's not one of them because she's from Darwin. The shot from DeCola! Oh! Lily DeCola scores in the cup final again and wins it for West Adelaide. As the ball cuts back here to Odenwalder. And James Odenwalder scores. He makes it 2-0 for West Adelaide on the day.
I bet he was going to be Travella if he puts one in. He goes himself instead. And it's still Soy Sakani! It's unbelievable, David, as well. And that one is definitely going to be credited to him.
Will have to be chased down by Rapawano. He'll put in a cross of his own. Hobbs wasn't able to capture it. It's in! It's not the one that seals up the Atletico promotion.
I got the skills to make the girls sing, and the geezers too. Yeah, we're doing this thing.